The girl asked her mother for permission to go out and play with her friend, but her mother was worried, so mother asked her to give the friend's phone number. That evening, the mother returned home after a busy day. However, she kept calling, but could not find her daughter. The mother hurriedly called her daughter's friend, but the person who answered the phone was someone else. Only then did the mother realize that her daughter had tricked her. She was worried, so she drove to find her daughter and informed her husband, Jong Chan, who was running for office. Unexpectedly, her husband thought that this was normal because their daughter, Mi Jin, was in puberty, so it was not strange for her to run away from home for a few days. Hearing this, the mother, Eun-hong, was helpless and drove to find her daughter alone. However, she searched all night and still could not find her daughter. Eun-hong was helpless, so she went to the police station for help. The police, based on the latest investigation, gave some information. Last night, there was an accident in a remote suburb. A man unfortunately died. In Min Jin's call list, there was a girl named Soya, who was quite close to Min Jin. The two often contacted each other. Eun-hong quickly found Soya to ask about Min Jin's news. Soya said that when Min Jin went missing, the two girls met during the day, but they went home at night. While the two were talking, Eun-hong accidentally saw the watch on Soya's hand. This watch belonged to Min Jin, but Soya insisted that it was her watch. Eun-hong understood that with Soya's family background, she could not afford such an expensive watch. Eun-hong suspected that Min Jin's disappearance was related to Soya, so Eun-hong went to school to see the teacher to ask about the relationship between Min Jin and Soya. But the teacher told Eun-hong that the two girls were close friends. They danced and sang together, so Soya definitely wouldn't hurt Min Jin. Eun-hong returned home and tried every way to log into her daughter's email. Reading her inbox, Eun-hong discovered her daughter's secret. Although Min-ji was a student, she seemed to have connections with some thugs. But based on this alone, it was impossible to investigate the specific reason why Min Jin went missing. Jong Chan was busy running for the election and was also scolded a lot because of Min Jin's disappearance. Everyone despised his cold father, who only cared about running for the election. They thought that he only knew how to run for councillor and didn't care about his daughter. His support suddenly dropped sharply. Eun-hong didn't give up. She went to school to investigate again. That day, she met a teacher in charge of looking after the students, named Young. Teacher Young helped Eun-hong understand more about her daughter's life. When she first transferred to this school, Min Jin wasn't liked by her classmates. Only Soya was close to her. From there, Soya could be eliminated as a suspect. Time passed, but Min Jin was still missing. Eun-hong went to the police for help again, but to no avail. One day, someone found a dead body in the suburbs. The police and Eun-hong went to the scene and confirmed that the dead person was Min Jin. Eun-hong was completely hopeless. But surprisingly, Jong Chan's approval ratings skyrocketed. The reason was that people knew that his daughter had been brutally murdered, so they sympathized and voted for him. He was surrounded by flatterers. Late at night, Eun-hong logged into her daughter's email to look for clues. She accidentally discovered a special email address that regularly sent Min Jin test questions. Min Jin's academic performance has been improving recently. It turned out that the reason was because this mysterious person sent the test questions. The next day, Eun-hong went to school and asked for Teacher Young's email. Eun-hong looked closely and found that this was the email that sent the exam to Min Jin. Eun-hong angrily asked Teacher Young why she did that, but Teacher Young's answer was that she loved Min Jin so much that she sent the exam to Min Jin. The police investigating the case found blood on Soya's shoes, which was Min Jin's blood. When the police questioned Soya, she said that it was just carelessness. At that time, Min Jin fell, causing the blood to get on Soya. After that, the police could not ask for any more clues. They also had no evidence that Soya was the culprit, so they let her go. Not long after, Eun-hong remembered that there had been an accident that happened the night Min Jin went missing. At the scene of the accident, Eun-hong discovered that this place was not far from where Min Jin was buried. It was possible that these two places were related. Before she could think of anything more, a stranger suddenly rushed over and knocked her unconscious. In that critical situation, Jong Chan appeared at the right time and pushed the other guy down. Later, the police investigation found out that the other guy was not the murderer. He was just someone who opposed Jong Chan's candidacy for councillor. Seeing her husband risking his life to save her, Eun-hong was deeply moved. She believed in love again. When she was home alone, Eun-hong watched her daughter's singing clip on the iPad. Eun-hong accidentally discovered a girl wearing glasses who was a bit special. The next day, Eun-hong went to school to find that girl and asked about Min Jin and asked about the secret place where Soya and Min Jin practiced singing together. Here, Eun-hong knew the secret of the two girls. It turned out that the two girls had a relationship that was more than friendship. It was understandable that Soya kept hiding Min Jin's story. Eun-hong angrily smashed things in the room, but because of that, she accidentally discovered a large bag of money hidden in an empty shelf. Coincidentally, Soya also came here, so Soya told the truth about Min Jin's death. Min Jin's father had come to the school a long time ago. Since then, he and Teacher Young had an affair. Min Jin quickly discovered this. In order to understand Teacher Young's weakness, Min Jin gave her a special gift with a small camera inside. Thanks to that, Min Jin filmed an embarrassing clip of Teacher Young. Because of the clip, Teacher Young was forced to follow Min Jin and Soya's arrangement. This was also the reason why the teacher revealed the exam questions to Min Jin. Not long before, Min Jin knew that if her father was elected as a member of the National Assembly, she would have to study abroad. She was worried about Soya, so she blackmailed Teacher Young for 100 million won, hoping that with this money, Soya could live a better life. Left with no other option, Ms. Young hired a driver to kill Min Jin by running him over. That night, Soya witnessed Min Jin's tragic death, so when the murderer wasn't paying attention, Soya drove and killed him. That was also the reason why someone died in an accident that night. But Soya couldn't tell the truth to anyone. In the end, she had to bury Min Jin's body in the woods. She also took the murderer's phone. After Eun-hong heard the truth, she told Soya to give her the phone and the clip Teacher Young. Then Eun-hong hurriedly went to the school to find Teacher Young to confront her. But Teacher Young's answer stunned Eun-hong. It turned out that Teacher Young had told Jong Chan that she was blackmailed, but he didn't know that the blackmailer was his daughter. The election campaign was at a crucial time. In order to avoid more trouble, he hired a killer to kill and blackmail. The murderer was the one who drove and killed Min Jin and was stabbed to death by Sora. At this time, Eun-hong understood that the person who killed her daughter was her husband. She knew the truth but was not in a hurry to quarrel with him. In the evening after returning home, she cooked a sumptuous meal for her husband and encouraged him to try his best to enter the election. The next day after the election ended, Jong Chan was elected as a counselor. At this time, Teacher Young told him that there was someone else who knew about his dirty deeds. That person was waiting for him in another place to deal with the consequences. Then he went to the meeting place alone, but unexpectedly the person waiting for him was Eun-hong. When he was not paying attention, she knocked him unconscious. Then she tied him up and beat him. Then she planned to wrap his head with tape so that he would suffocate to death. But in the end, she hesitated. She thought of a way to make his life worse than death. She sent Jong Chan's cheating video to his competitor. Even if he did not die, his position as a counselor would not be maintained. The criticism of the people, the oppression of the opponent, plus the hatred of the wife, all will make a bastard like him despair. After taking revenge, Eun-hong drove away alone. Then she went straight to the forest where Min Jin was buried. She put the things that the child liked to eat and play with in the past on the ground, hoping that the child could feel the love of a mother. Coincidentally, Soya also came here at this time. Eun-hong thought that Min Jin was alive again. She cried and ran towards Soya and hugged Soya tightly. The movie ended here. Thank you for your attention and watching. Goodbye, and see you again.